Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Jupiter Climb, and I am joined today by Sinister on commentary. How you doing, Sinister?
Holding out. Looking for a fantastic race between Shadow Kaze and Rocher, and there they go. Jupiter, give us the rundown.
Okay, so lots to talk about early on. We've got a shop at the start here, because part of this preset is shop sanity, so hammer is always available immediately. Looks like the shop is okay. Mistletoe is a nice starting sword. I think both runners will pick that up. Besides that, the goal of this randomizer is to defeat chaos and get the best ending. It's area shuffle, boss shuffle, shop sanity, and a brand new feature. Take a look at the number right next to the health bar. It says 9 right now. That is the newly added countdown. That tells us how many majors are in a given area, whether that's the soul canisters or books that tell our runners what souls they need to defeat Graham. So that's a brand new addition, and it's kind of the new standard for Aria of Sorrow. Makes it a lot less random, and gives our runners more info on what they need, which areas are worth exploring, and so on.
I know that they're actually going to be able to legitimize trying to make these checks.
Now, interestingly, Shadow Kaze is opting to stick with the Claymore. That saves some time early, but Rocher is going to make up that time. Right here on Creaking Skull, who is vulnerable to Holy. And just like that, almost caught up. Now, both of our runners right here are going to find Panther immediately. This is part of the preset. This is kind of the speed soul of Aria of Sorrow. If you've played Link to the Past, it's a bit like finding boots immediately guaranteed.
And with that, they are on their way. Sorry about the slight interruption. I had to switch rigs, but we're back. So right now, this is going to be a very interesting way to go, since, yeah, it's going to be one and done, but we do have a loser side of the house. So these runners are the first race, and even though they might take a stumble here, ooh, there's our M. It's not over for them yet. So.
Okay, so some mediocre souls there. We had Ectoplasm and Bat, but any of these souls could be required. There will be one of each color that the players need to equip for Graham. And the way it works is that there are 6 of each type. 5 are decoys, only 1 is the real one. And short of guessing, which has happened before in tournament, the only way to know is to find the ancient books that flat out tell you what you need. And this is fascinating. So early Giant Bat before Malthus. A lot of runners don't like. It's kind of a start. You're going to see a lot of menuing back and forth between Panther for movement and Giant Bat to fly around.
Yeah, that is considered extended verticality. And before anyone asks what the hell verticality means, verticality is the ability to get extra height on your jumps. So having extended versions of that, oh, by the way, the chapel right there, having the extended version of that means that now they can have better height capabilities. So we'll get our first look at the chapel and see what Rocher brings in.
Now, the typical meta, like I said, Countdown's pretty new, but the typical meta is once you find everything on that countdown, you tend to just start skipping checks. There can be good things besides what you need. For example, maybe you'll find a rune ring, or a decent weapon, or a good piece of armor. There are no guarantees, and doing extra checks can be costly.
And for Rocher, Undyne was actually found here.
It looks like that red book as well, which is accessible with bats. So here we go, Rocher actually doubling right back, deciding not to go through chapel after finding the 1 canister. You gotta like this call.
Can never go wrong with that. So with that, looks like Jupiter. Well, it looks like Rocher is gonna go up high. So we're gonna get to check what's going up here. Ooh, underground cemetery for Shadow Kaze.
Now, there was one item there. Here's the problem. It's scary, and the armor is not the best. This might be worth saving beforehand. Interesting. So Shadow Kaze not even picking up the book? Wonder what the thinking is there. I think Rocher definitely will, so we'll see it.
Maybe because they're probably not looking for it right now.
Ooh, that's a ban from Rocher. Breaking the house rule. Once you pick up a book, for the sake of the stream, you're supposed to always check it immediately. Gonna have to shoot over a DM. We'll do a 3-strike system on that one, maybe. But hopefully soon they'll open up the menu. We'll be able to take a peek.
Yeah, Rocher's probably thinking this is the one and done. I cannot afford to be looking at books yet. And looks like Kaze's going to get his undone as well.
Okay, it's Maneater. That was a quick menu. But yeah, so the red soul required for this seed is going to be the Maneater soul. That's not too great for combat. It can double hit. It's got a relatively useless ice elements, but you know, it might have a couple of spots of utility.
Maneater doesn't, as you said before, Maneater doesn't bring a whole lot to the table. Plus, where was Maneater at, by the way?
I'm not sure if our runners have found it. It's been a lot of souls early, so hard to keep track, but I think they're still looking for it.
Nah, who's sitting on it? Is the better question. Do they not show?
I actually didn't see Rocher's menu was too quick, and that's a good point. Whenever you read a book, there are 2 names. The first one is the soul you need, and the second one, in parentheses, will tell you which enemy you can choose to farm it from. You never have to farm. You'll always find it in a canister somewhere lying around, but sometimes that can be a pretty high impact play, opting to farm for a soul instead.
We've had runners take the smooth brain play and literally got their soul from farming, knowing that, oh, this is the Balor fight, and nope. Rocher said, nope, I am not dealing with that.
Interesting call. I can understand why Rocher is choosing to leave. But I actually think Rocher has the tools available to defeat Balor, and the upside there is that you'd get a nice batch of levels all at once, probably a good 10 or 12 from that one boss, which would set up Rocher for the rest of the seed. However, it is a high-stakes race, like you mentioned earlier. It's a one and done, so if you end up death looping there, for example, it can cost minutes. And I think I respect Rocher just taking it safe. You can always come back.
Yeah, you can always come back for that. More importantly, ooh, Shadow Kaze getting danced on by them ghost dancers. Also, a good thing that we're going to be talking about is our runners are also going to probably try to find. Oh, by the way, Bile. Ooh, really good soul for intel. They're going to be Yep, indeed. They're going to be looking for either Headhunter or Death because there are 2 shop upgrades, the Headhunter upgrade and the Death upgrade. Meanwhile, Rocher has found his way over to the clock tower. Ooh, only one meaningful item here in the clock tower. That's not something I would want to see.
Yeah, this is a bad situation for Rocher because there's a decent chance that one is actually Skula locked. Skula is the yellow soul that, when equipped, allows Soma to swim underwater. Without it, 2 checks are inaccessible, and there might be a dead end coming up. Yeah, you can see both of our runners. This is very standard for No Malfa seeds. Having a tough time navigating. Double jump is a really important movement tool.
Yeah, to make matters worse, this is the quarters, and we got our love. Persephone's about to kick somebody in the face.
You know, 4 is actually a pretty good count for quarters. Wonder if Kaze will find something big here.
It is possible that one of our checks is locked behind Galamoth. we've had races lost on Galamoth.
Yeah, Galamoth can be high impact, but it can also be nothing, so you're never sure. Interestingly, if our runners find the Chronomage Soul, there's an interesting, I guess you call it unintended way through the Time Bunny room. You can just use Chronomage on Chronomage and get through without Galamoth, but we'll see if that's relevant here.
Ripper, not very important. And ooh, Rocher is dead.
Yeah, Rocher kind of stuck down here in Clock Tower. I think it's worth using Giant Bat just to try and escape on the left. Looks like that's where he's heading now.
Oh, Rush Soul, the best one. Manticore, the best kind.
Sinister, what is a Rush Soul? You talk to us.
Okay, not a problem. Rush Souls are particularly blue souls that you get to transform, and anybody in your way gets absolutely rushed down. There are 3 of them: Devil, Curly, and Manticore. Manticore being the best one due to the giant hitbox and the increased power, while Curly's the worst one, having less damage overall. In between the lines, though, you can put Devil in there, and ooh, I can see why Rocher's dying on that lightning doll. There's a hell of a weapon over there.
Yeah, the Gungnir is a great multi-hit. It does require a backdash cancel to use properly, but pretty strong. Very good on Chaos 1. However, you can see the problem with being a relatively low level in this part of the game. Things just hit hard. And when it comes to the Aria Randomizer, it can be a little bit stingy with armor and weapons. There was an older version of the Randomizer, a couple years old, that would give you Claim and Demon's Mail and Death's Robe just randomly all over the place. This one, however, has item weighting. So the later you are into the game, the later areas are more likely to have top tier and high tier drops, which creates much better balancing. But on the flip side, if you elect to explore areas like Clock Tower early, it can be a rough ride.
Yeah, if you're not already, and he is still dedicating to this right here, and he gets it and he sleeps out. Oh, good play.
Smart.
He wanted that weapon bad. There's still a check on Shadow Kaze, but he doesn't know that he left his book behind.
We've got another boss coming up for Rocher. We already know where Balor is. And I'm thinking best case scenario for Rocher is probably Great Armor, right? Who we haven't seen yet.
Either Great Armor or what is current? Oh, Top Floor. Oh, and not what you want to see from Rocher. That is indeed Legion.
Once again, Mistletoe is actually good enough to defeat Legion, but it's kind of a tall order. That's probably the toughest boss to deal with overall in the Randomizer. You really want at least double jump, ideally Hippogriff. Manticore would have been nice. Rocher's not yet picked that up. So I can definitely understand leaving.
Right now,
it looks like there might be a check there as well, so might have to come back.
Oh, 3 checks in Dance Hall. So this is very important for Rocher. He needs to find something in Dance Hall because right now he's too far behind.
Very fortunate. Something that runners tend to look out for is when you're heading from the right to the left into a new area, that has a higher chance of leading to a dead end. For example, Forbidden Dead End or Top Floor Dead End. However, Rocher getting fortunate with a nice Dance Hall find. And yeah, this could be huge. We might find Malphus here, might find Hippogriff here.
Preferably you want Hippogriff so you can bypass the a Lubricante. Lubricante.
Oh, speaking of dangerous plays, take a peek at Kaze's side. This is scary. No MP, no double jump, has to rely on Giant Bat just to make it to the warp. This could be a situation where a death is possible, so fingers crossed that Kaze can make it through.
Yeah, this is a dangerous place because if you do not have the means, you are going to pay. Kainazo. And right now, I don't blame Kaze for trying to farm a little bit here. And does he get to the warp? He gets out of there squeaky clean. Well, not squeaky clean, but he knows now that he doesn't have to worry about that end. Oh!
There it is.
Rocher.
Rocher.
Rocher with the clutch pickup. This is gonna make his life so much easier. And right now, the longer Shadow Kaze is not going to find either Malphus or that Hippogriff back in Dance Hall, this could be a serious lead changer. Real fast in a hurry.
Now, Hippogriff is the second form of flight in Aria. And there are pros and cons to both Hippogriff and Giant Bat, but you're gonna see in a situation with no Malphus, being able to just press L and fly up instantly, no MP required, is a huge help. It's going to speed up basically every room. So the longer Rocher has this, the more Rocher will be able to either catch up or maybe even pull ahead. It's kind of hard to say how the runners compare because of the route divergence. I think right now it's pretty close. That could change quickly.
That can really change real quick, indeed. But right now, the big place. Kaze is at Hype Tower. Now, ladies and gentlemen in chat, is this tower hype today or will it be tripe? Stay tuned.
I'm thinking with 4 on the countdown, I believe we're gonna get a little bit of hype going.
I don't believe
Malphus, because man, it's been almost 20 minutes, still no sighting of it.
I am not confident for hype. Hold on. Big Golem.
Big Golem is bad, but could be required.
Could be the Blue Soul. Meh.
A little underwhelming. Who do we got here? What boss is coming up next?
Don't know, but
I kind of this is a good play, I think. Kaze farming some MP on the hearts. This is a good place for it.
if it went from 4 to 3, doesn't that count as a Blue Soul? Yeah, that does count. Oh, study. This is a big giant golem. Oh, great armor. My bad. This is great armor.
Yeah, no, great armor here, and should be pretty easy. Nice use of Manticore. I think that's the first time we've seen the.
Ooh.
I think that's the first time we've seen Manticore in action. And something to mention about the way that stats work in Aria: Blue Souls are boosted by intelligence. So Kaze had Bale equipped. That's a plus 12 int boost. It really scales a lot more significantly with int than it does with strength. So in a nutshell, the meta for a lot of boss fights is put on a Rush Soul, try to boost your int as much as possible, and then try and conserve your MP so that you can get in as many rushes as you can. There it was basically just one rush and a couple of sword swings. That was good enough to win. So very powerful. And Kaze finds the yellow book.
Yes, he does. He found the yellow book and a Rahab's. So we don't know what's in the yellow book. Oh, Forbidden Area, he's blocked off. Galamoth and Study. Rocher is really putting on the works here, and that Hippogriff is putting in dividends.
And there is a check at Galamoth. We're not sure if it's good or bad, but there is something there. Could be big.
Ooh, and Rocher finds one of our 2 shop bosses. It's the death upgrade.
I'm thinking that overall right now, Mistletoe is probably still our runner's best weapon. Rahab can be better in certain situations, especially if it's like the only thing they find for chaos. But Rocher's going to have an upgraded shop, much better chance of finding like a claim, a final sword, something top tier.
Death Sickle?
Sure, yeah.
Death has been known to drop his stuff a lot behind his own shop. Right now, ooh, he's got.
Now Kaze's doing something interesting here. Let's say if they go to the right, still no Skula. So none of the checks that Kaze is going to be exploring right here are in logic. This all assumes you have Skula. However, maybe it'll be something high impact. Skula won't be over here though, since you know it's expected you already have it, which is probably what they need the most right now.
Don't know. There has been some talks that maybe a schooler could be found over here, and it forces you up this way. Meanwhile, Rocher dealing with a Death who is happy to let go of that scythe of his. No swing batter batter. Never mind, swing batter batter. Making really good use of the Rush Soul and the Hippogriff to get that extra height needed. And here he goes again. Like, right now, this should be Rocher's fight to win.
Yeah, you know, it's very funny. Rocher is actually using the exact setup we use in Glitchless for this fight. Mistletoe and Manticore, so really nicely done.
Great fight, and that's a Flesh Golem. And he's only rewarded with a persimmon, but more importantly, he is rewarded with a trip to the shop that gives him an upgrade.
Levitain. That's a top tier.
Ooh, Levitain, but Levitain that deep into the reservoir. That's a bit suspect. And right now, Rocher don't want the cash. If that was me, I would have grabbed the cash because guess what? I still do not have access. I don't have a really good moneymaker, and I don't know what the shop is selling yet.
That's actually a good point. We should mention that prices for everything from strawberries to claims, they're all randomized. So just picking things up is often a good idea to sell them.
And for all you fans of the Levitain, guess what? You've got your wish. Levitain's been found.
Now, I have to ask the chat, please go ahead and make your predictions now. Are we going to finally find Double Jump by the 25-minute mark? Surely, we got the time to make that happen.
Dupe red book for Rocher. So Rocher has a red book found in study. And yes, there is a... Ooh, locked on the other side. Not where you want to be. This is going to cost him a little bit of time now. So... in the randomizer, one or two of the books can be duped. So, if we've seen our first red book dupe, it's possible that we may see one more book dupe. Meanwhile, Kaze is in the chapel proper, but there's not much for him to really do here. He has all the checks. He's already beaten down Manticore. It's not much he can really do right now.
You know, I'm just thinking about what checks are remaining. There is that one check that both runners orphaned all the way at the end of Corridor, in the cemetery, behind Balor. I wonder if that's Skula.
That could be Skula, but we won't know until after that check's made.
Rocher's poison, that's lower defense. Good idea to heal here.
Stolas is where is where our red soul's being locked at right now.
Oh, it's a Stolas farm, so that's just the worst possible farm candidate. I think both of our runners are going to opt to find that soul the standard way. It's one of the bulkiest enemies in the game.
And right now, it looks like Rocher got himself a potato pancake. And he's getting out of here. That's a really good call. Get out of here, go back to the start, go and get access to elsewhere. Oh, check out his
Yeah, you
yellow.
can always talk to Mina for a free full heal, and we might get a peek at the upgraded shop from the death fight.
Oh, we are going to get the upgraded shop right now. And there's that Ripper. Yep, Maneater at Stolas. Okay, so this is gonna be interesting here. So can't see what's up at the shop yet. Give me a second.
I'll tell you one thing, it's an Excalibur shop. Excalibur, Ronginus, Death Sickle.
Oh wow, I called the Death Sickle too.
Now, all of these weapons are high tier, top tier weapons, especially Excalibur. And yep, that's what Rocher opts for. However, all of these are heavy weapons, meaning you'll need to backdash cancel. That can be tough to do. These weapons have a little bit of a higher skill floor than something like the Claim. However, both of these runners are very experienced. I don't think we'll have too much problem.
I see him picking up that Death Sickle, and Floating Gardens is on Kaze's side. So, one thing about the Death Sickle, normally you don't want to use Death Sickle because most of the enemies in the game are immune to dark, but there is one particular boss that does not like Death Sickle whatsoever. It is the man they call Jay, or Julius Belmont for everyone in the community.
And speaking of Julius, Kaze has found Garden. A common problem among runners of this game is finding and then remembering where Garden is located, because after defeating Graham, we'll have to come back here to fight Julius.
Indeed, that man needs to be done with a ninja suit. Ooh! But a rare ring, not bad. Not bad at all.
By the way, speaking of heavy weapons, Kaze does find backdash, which is huge. I'm not sure Rocher has that. If Rocher wants to use Excalibur, it'll have to be either full hops, or you just land and have to wait out the delay frames. So we'll see. But Arena's interesting. 2 here left. And we've seen yellow on Kaze's side, although I'm not sure that they've read the book yet. Once again,
oh, Satan has been found. The ring of Satan.
Ring, pretty okay. But the blue book, I think, is all our runners actually need to have found everything in the game. So hopefully there's a duplicate of it so that both runners have a chance at it. If not, whoever stumbles onto it first might end up winning the race.
There's still one more check up in here, though. Ooh, Tear of Blood, I believe? Oh, people are already calling for the Galamoth check being the blue book. You know what? I don't doubt it.
So in terms of bosses left that Rocher might run into, we've got Headhunter left and Big Golem left. I think that's it. I think those are the only 2 outstanding.
Yeah, Headhunter and Flesh Golem. Ooh.
Nice Valman way. You know, you see that sprite, at least for me when I see that sprite, I think, oh my god, is that a claim? But no. Then it sinks in. You've just found one of the worst weapons in the game. If you've played Soten, this is the Chrysogrim, but the Aria version of this weapon, a little bit undertuned, sadly.
Ooh, Rocher finds Headhunter. That's what's about to happen. This is going to be a quick boss. Now, each of the forms of Headhunter take are 700 HP apiece, so this should be relatively fast. And now we get the Rush Soul to take care of the final form, which is the Lizard Girl. And yeah, she is about to catch hell.
Now, fun fact, the tongue on this phase does have a hitbox. You saw Rocher try and use Manticore there. Good idea, but sometimes you get interrupted with the lick. Oh, there it is in Arena Blue Book.
Rocher has gotten a pretty substantial lead now.
What is the blue book? Who knows? Hopefully we find out in 10 minutes when Rocher actually opens up the menu. Fingers crossed. But in the meantime, still no Malphus. 30 minutes in. This might be the latest I've ever seen Malphus in a tournament match.
To be honest, I don't think we're going to see Malphus this game.
I think it's possible for Malphus to be somewhere goofy, like Chaotic Realm, for example. Maybe.
Because of how... Is that Malphus?
Okay,
oh my god!
30, sub 30. Let's go.
And Gravekeeper over there as well. Wow. You hate to see it. And looks like Rocher is gonna put on the iron suit instead of that ninja gear.
Yeah, you take an offensive hit, but it is better defensively, so I think either way works. So will we see a trip through the waterfall? I think so.
Oh yeah, without question.
Meanwhile, yeah, there's still 3 checks for Kaze up here in top floor. And better equipped to handle it, higher leveled, so more MP.
But here's the thing: we're still missing Skula, which we may not see.
Well, Skula is actually required, so we'll have to find that at some point. However, there are rare situations where it can be after Graham. And this seed, I don't know, it's kind of leaning in that direction. That is very rare, but it's been known to happen.
Unfortunately, I don't see a world where we can get away without that Skula right now. So I'm almost certain that right now Rocher has gotten his first major roadblock. Red Minotaur on spikes. And he's going to take the teleporter out. Wise choice.
Here's the interesting thing about Skula. This is one of those souls that has a guaranteed duplicate, kind of like Backdash or Panther. The fact that neither runner has found even one of the two, despite the fact we've had a complete route divergence, I'm not sure what exactly that means. Like, maybe one is past Graham. That's happened before. Maybe one's in Chaotic. That can happen on the first check. I'm starting to think that Kaze is going to find one right here. I mean, there are just so few areas left. Surely one of them has got to be in top floor.
Hold on.
The other one might be cemetery.
Yeah, that's now we're starting to look like that below fight might be mandatory.
And I'm wondering where Rocher is going here. No dive kick and no Skula. Gonna run into a dead end up here.
He's probably not paying attention. Once again, not paying attention to that counter.
Well, at least can make it to Eastern exit, but yeah. No other checks are possible over here without something else.
And seeing that zero's there, there's no other key gold mode items required in here either. 4 checks still in here though, so because he has high jump.
Hang on, this is good for Rocher because Rocher has not yet visited quarters. So my mistake. Yeah. This is actually a good route from Rocher, and this could be huge if they opt to do Galamoth in the next 5 or so minutes. You can see if maybe.
And actually, he actually saw the zero, meaning that he doesn't need to be there. He's gonna go for the Galamoth check. If Skula is locked that Galamoth, oh boy.
God, there are 2 checks there. Could we find 2 Skulas?
It could be. It is very rare to see a double soul, especially a double soul like that in quarters, but we're about to check it out now. Rocher better equipped than Kaze at the time. So again, this was meh tower. So don't get your hopes up because Kaze went up here and struggled his butt off and got very little for it. A big golem.
Now look, we find big golem from Rocher, but we still have absolutely no idea what the blue soul is. So is that, maybe it is hype? Maybe that is required?
Nah, that's tripe as much as I like to say it.
Using Gungnir here on Great Armor. It's an easy boss with a bunch of different weapons, but that is the optimal choice because Great Armor is weak to electric.
Here we go, the Galamoth check. Here we go. If school is behind here. No. Kicker.
Oh, Dracula's tunic pickup. Or Kaze. That tunic is one of the best armor pieces in the game. So nice find.
It's
So
no
currently,
everything.
Rocher's got the better weapons, but Kaze's got a really good weapon and some better armor. So it's about equal.
He got all 3 books.
I just can't believe this. All 3 books, and we know what one of them actually says. That's a ban. That's a ban. It's a ban. Okay, Basilisk and Cognazo. Oh my god, it's a Basilisk seed. So I believe that's go mode for Rocher. I know for a fact we have seen all 3 of these souls. Let's take a look. Okay, no Basilisk. That might have been in Garden for Kaze, so Rocher's got to find that.
And what was the blue soul?
Cognazo's definitely been found.
Oh, Cognazo? Yeah, Cognazo has been found. Ooh, Persephone. Not a bad pickup over there. So Rocher has a very important thought process here. Do you go back to cemetery? Because at this point, it's kind of leading you into cemetery for Skula. On top of that, we're still missing a couple souls, which might be on top floor.
It's a good question. What would you do in this situation, Sinister? What would be your play?
Right now, I'm missing Skula. My first order of business is I know there's a guaranteed soul locked behind Balor. I kind of want to beat down Balor and then check the item over there. Now, if it's not the soul I'm looking for, then it is what it is. But if I was doing it early and I knew how to fight Balor, or I had the weapon for Balor, I'm going after Balor. That's levels, and I wouldn't have to worry about. I wouldn't worry about having to get walled in by that lightning doll. Almost 25 minutes back.
Yeah, it's been a while now. I think I'm with you on that one. I think I'd probably want to head over there. But at this point, if Rocher finds Garden and picks up Basilisk, I think the right call is just going to Grant. And then you just kind of hope School is there.
But that leads to another problem though, and a much bigger problem. By the way, Skeleton Blaze. That leads to a much bigger problem. If Skula is not a chaotic realm, you have to back out. There's no way out.
Oh, no, you can get out. Just to clarify, because that's maybe not so obvious. If you go into chaotic and you don't find Skula there, you can just go back to the first room and press up. There's not a clear visual indicator, but you can get out. So, unfortunately, sometimes runners will have to go to chaotic, do that first check hoping for Skula, and if it's nothing, just head back to Garden and keep exploring the regular castle. It would be nice if Chaotic Realm had a proper warp point for easier travel, but sadly not the case.
Yeah, we cannot program that yet. And Rocher finds a sad study. Meanwhile, Kaze is finally going through his first shop boss in death. And right now, Kaze is going to feel the pressure because, unfortunately, Blue Book is locked in Arena.
I think that single Manticore just did like 2,000 damage. Very nice.
Very nice, very, very nice.
One of the good things about the Dracula tunic is that it boosts int by a little bit, and every point counts. As you can see, the damage much higher for Kaze than it was earlier for Rocher. And we're gonna see. I believe that Death, right, is the one that opened up Excalibur. So
yes.
If Kaze would prefer that over Levitain, that's now an option.
Ooh, Dracula's tunic again for Rocher. So Rocher, what, has a second copy of Dracula's tunic?
There's Cognazo for Rocher.
Unfortunately, though, that Man-Eater is Skula is locking a lot of stuff right now.
It is, yeah. Like, a huge chunk of the reservoir, which is the biggest area in the castle, is just inaccessible right now. On the bright side, because those are inaccessible, it means there's not going to be something required over there. So that can actually speed seeds up if Skula ends up being late, but certainly not the case here. It's been the opposite. It's made navigating the castle a little bit more unwieldy. For example, Rocher now on the other side of Reservoir. No relevant checks left. But just taking a peek over here real quick.
Yeah, at this point he's trying to piece the puzzle together, and that's not happening. So right now, the big thing on my mind right now, if I was these runners, is where do I go? Do I have to take that Balor fight? Or what's the case? Because right now you're not going to fight Graham, and you don't have the souls needed. And remember, Stolas is a bad grind spot, so they're probably looking for a way to get another red soul, to get that red soul.
Oh, actually, that's a good point. Have our runners found Maneater yet? I know for a fact they have Cognazo, and Kaze has Basilisk, but has Maneater been found?
No, it has not.
You know, in that case... God, doesn't it have to be Maneater and Cemetery and Skula behind Graham? I think those are the only checks remaining.
No, because if Skula is locked behind Cemetery, guess what happens? We're going to be on a bit of a hunt, because now Reservoir. Well, actually no, because Reservoir already had all their checks.
Yeah, Reservoir is empty, but you know what it could be. You're right. It could be Skula, and then maybe opening up that one check in Clock Tower. So I think it's one of those two possibilities. And we're really going to do a full clear of the castle here. This is nuts. This is a really crazy opening seed.
First thing this morning, I was expecting a very simple race. What I wasn't expecting is this monster of a beast.
I'll be honest, not a very friendly seed to play. I think both of our runners are doing a great job, considering how unfriendly the seed has proved.
And remember, Rocher now has backdash and has Excalibur. He doesn't need to be holding out for stuff like that. Oh, other side. So right now, Gardens wrap around. He's gotta go. Right now, the play is there's only but one play left. You gotta go and check Balor. You gotta go that Cemetery check. Either Maneater is at Cemetery or Skula is at Cemetery. One of the two. And Kaze beats down a flesh golem and gets a Graham for his problems. Also, this is even randomized. that was big golem at its enemy spot. Clock tower again. Nope, no good.
You can see that one on the countdown. That could be important. And that's actually a nice shortcut. We can end up just going straight from Cemetery up into Clock Tower if there is indeed Skula here.
Yeah, because if Skula is locked at Clock Tower, if Skula is locked at Cemetery. Ooh, what is he doing here?
There's no reason to go here, but wants to open up this entrance real quick.
This is one of the things about oh, bad move. He realizes what that place is. He's not going to stick around. One thing to recognize here is routing is not it's not a privilege. It's an actual skill in this game. If you don't know how to route this, where entrances are and where everything's at, you kind of get hosed.
Absolutely, very important part of the game.
I can't tell you how many times I've went to practice and I've thought to myself, "Oh, I can probably be able to do this if I get it right." Nope, get turned around and immediately get frustrated.
You know, I just realized, looking at Kaze's side, there is another possibility. Skula behind Legion. This is another check we have not seen yet.
But I think all meaningful check. Oh, that's right. Oh,
maybe it's just not the Skula check at all on Clock Tower. It's right here behind Legion. That would be something. Look at this. The two final bosses in the game. at least in the first part of the castle, on one side and the other side. All right, Legion is probably going to take a little bit longer than Valor, but both should go down pretty quick at this point.
Yeah, both of them are going to go down pretty nicely. It's just a matter of who gets the correct guess. Because Valor is a guaranteed soul, by the way. Legion, not so much. And Legion cannot have our Skula.
Oh, you know, while we're here, this is a great chance to talk about something I neglected to mention at the very start. There is a color randomizer that's been added to Aria. You can see these rooms aren't quite vanilla. You got the cotton candy effect in the background for Kaze, and the blue room's a lot more blue. This was added by Fuse earlier this year, and I really love the feature. It's nice to have some more color variety. Every seed, it can be a little bit different.
Nice. Oh, if that was me, and I had
Rocher perfectly calculated. Very intended hit, just showing off. All right.
He's gonna
Here we
take
go. This is a big moment right here.
Here we go. Let's see what's going on for Rocher. That ain't it. All right, going past the Kainazos. Wrongest. There's one more check. The Ripper Room. Oh boy. There's Maneater.
Wow.
Oh.
So on the one hand, that's just the worst thing in the world for Kaze, who's gonna pretty much have to go over there to pick this up. On the other hand, no progression.
No, which means if Legion is locking Skula, oh no, that's Bone Pillar. Let's see it. Let's see the yellow. It's a Duke Blue Book. All right, so there's only one way to go from here. It's gotta be in the chaotic realm.
Skula behind Graham.
Holy.
Oh, it's a bad seed. It's a bad seed. No two ways about it. But certainly very entertaining. I feel bad for our runners, yeah.
Skula locked behind Graham. That is what we like to call absolute insanity. And Kaze's got to make a very important choice here. Does he bother? Wait, has he been? Wait. Does he have his yeah, he has Basilisk. He has his Kainazo. I
have never in the history of this video game see anyone go to farm a Stolas. Maybe you do it though. Maybe this will be a world first. I mean, Excalibur, you can do it. It's like 10 hits with Excalibur, but it can be done.
But the drop rate on that is not good.
Oh, something to mention though. Anytime a soul is a required soul, part of the randomizer, it gets a boost. So it's typically like 1 in 30 odds as opposed to like 1 in 100 odds. So it won't be that bad, but you're right, it's still very unpredictable. And a big gamble. So if Kaze feels like the seed has not gone very well, which I can imagine them feeling that way, although they're pretty close right now because it's just been a tough seed for both racers, they might elect to farm as a gamble. But I just think the fact that it's Stolas is going to dissuade them from doing that. And look, they're actually pretty close to Cemetery. Hopefully they go right here.
Yeah.
I think at the moment Rocher's probably got a 5-minute lead at this route, so certainly not impossible for Kaze to catch up. A lot can go wrong here for Rocher, but Rocher definitely in the lead right now.
Yeah, Rocher is gonna have at least a 4-minute lead, maybe more. As long as Kaze is not going down to the cemetery, this is gonna give Rocher more time, especially because there's still the man they call Jay. Julius is one of those run killers. We've seen runs absolutely go sideways because somebody took too many deaths on Julius. And for those who are wondering where Stolas is on top floor.
Yeah, there is one room with 2 lubricants and a Stolas. And that's it. So if you want to farm, it's got to be in that one spot until Chaotic Realm, where there is another one.
But unfortunately, you need to get into Chaos Realm, so that's a no.
It's funny because there are certain enemies like Alistor who are only found in Chaotic. Sometimes when you pick up a book, it'll say, you know, you can farm from Alistor, and that just straight up makes the farming option impossible. Stolas, borderline, but I'm not surprised both runners opted against it. Now here, the way this works is you have to equip the 3 souls before the final hit of Phase 2. This is the Fireball phase. And the problem with a Basilisk Seed is that using Basilisks increases your defense a little bit, but your offense plummets. So what you really want to do optimally is get as close to 1500 damage as you can. That's the HP value you need to hit, and then switch over right at the very end. I think Rocher did a nice job there, pretty close. Only a few hits after equipping Basilisk, we are on to Phase 3. And I like this Gungnir call. This is a good multi-hit choice.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's any safer though. Oh!
I believe they saved. I hope so. Okay, so that's a little time loss. Chance for Kaze to catch up, but sadly did not go to Cemetery, which is unfortunate.
Which is actually giving Rocher a second chance at life. No harm, no foul for Rocher. So that being the case right now, the longer Kaze is not going over to that cemetery, it's pretty much just putting nails in the coffin until the critical nail to the head. Oh my god, Graham got the moves. Denied not 1, but 2 casts of Manticore. No, I don't think Kaze ever went to Cemetery. So, yeah, that's a thing.
Unlike with some other soul-tied soul canisters like Skula, there are no duplicates of the required souls. So the only options are either finding Cemetery or doing the farm. So yeah, Kaze, it's going to be tough here.
Yeah, because remember, Kaze has not been inside Cemetery. He hasn't even he didn't even go in that general direction. So for him to not check all of his exits already, it's starting to come and bite him real bad right now. Safer strats going in from Rocher. Rocher not being as adventurous on this one. This would be hilarious if Graham is sitting on school around. It is going to be locked behind either Graham or in. Up there it is.
Unbelievable. So anyway, nice second attempt for Rocher there. Really not too bad at all. A little bit of a time loss, but Rocher stumbled onto the correct route first and has only built his lead up. It would take a really serious death loop by Rocher for Kaze to catch up. Probably not going to happen with this loadout, although Julius and especially Chaos are known to end runs. In fact, this is one of the most exciting parts of the randomizer, I feel like. Aria of Sorrow has got 2 really excellent endgame boss fights. We're going to see Julius coming up first. The big question, does Rocher remember where Garden is at?
I think he's beelining it straight to Garden right now. I'm almost certain he remembers where Garden's at. Yep, he knows where Garden's at.
Sinister, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know where Garden is. I have absolutely no idea.
This is where Garden's at right now. This is right.
Excellent. Yeah, nice.
Remember, Garden's looped itself from that particular entrance. So, going to the worst room in the game. Why are you doing this to yourself? And all that for beef curry? Are you that hungry?
Somewhere along the way, Rocher got Khalidbog, which is a great choice for Julius. So here we go, 2 phases. Phase 1 has got 4,000 HP. Phase 2 has got 2,000. Julius gets a lot quicker and starts using sub-weapons. The typical strat here, the meta for this fight, is to try and stagger Julius. Every 4 hits, there will be a delay where Julius recoils, and you can use that chance to get in a rush soul hit.
Looks like Kaze may be new to the randomizer because he has Giant Bat. He does not need to be doing DDR right now.
Yeah, there is a 1-tile gap at the top of this wall where you can simply fly on through. We don't call that a glitch because it's just programmed incorrectly. It's a time save. I'll mention that to Kaze for next time.
Yeah, because we've seen runners, newer runners. I had to look. Samurai armor? Questionable. And we're at
Quick
phase
1 for Rocher, although took a little bit of hit. Oh, the healing situation is not great for Rocher. This could get interesting. I don't think we found any healing souls like Dryad or Succubus.
Basically,
what you see is what you're gonna get here. That's it. That's the final healing item right there. That cream soda.
Actually, I did see a healing. I did see a Succubus.
Oh, there is Succubus.
Yeah,
oh, that's
but
huge. Okay, that's one of the best healing options for Chaos.
Problem is, Kaze has it.
Oh, I see. Well, maybe there's still a chance then. If Chaos is especially cruel, you know, I think Rocher might opt to defeat Julius here and then head back to Hammer to pick up a few more healing items. And there it is. Tough fight, but pretty quick.
Yeah, this would. Uh-oh. Not where you want to go.
Alright, so here's my guess here about Rocher's mindset. You know, a huge part of any randomizer is trying to read your opponent. My guess is Rocher is thinking, look, I'm looking at the race bots, and Kaze hasn't finished. This seed has been abysmal, and I feel like if I don't try and win right now, Kaze is going to call time at any moment. So I'm thinking this is an aggressive play to try and squeak out a win. Obviously, we have the benefit of knowing that Rocher's got a comfortable lead and could definitely afford a shop trip, but I do like the play. I think on paper this is principled, and I think Rocher can do it. It's going to require some good dodges, and it's going to require some good backdash cancels, but definitely doable with no healing. And there are still 2 more checks in Chaotic. Maybe we find a claim, maybe we find a full heal.
Well, the thing is, he's making an aggressive play straight to Chaos right now.
A Warhammer that's not worth anything at this point. And the final check right here. Hey, look, it's a top tier weapon. Too bad it's a duplicate.
So you wasted all your money and a top tier weapon was waiting right over there. Locked behind the hardest hitting enemy in the game, the Shadow Knight. Able to send people to the Shadow Realm on a daily basis.
Well, here we've got Chaos. Now, a lot of people who have only played Aria casually, haven't got tried out the randomizer, or tried beating Aria at like a low level, there is a popular, I'm just going to call it a misconception, that this boss is easy. This is the hardest boss in video games. Certainly the hardest final fight in Castlevania. And you might see why if it goes badly. Very complicated, random, and dynamic attack patterns. A lot to keep track of, a lot of moving parts, and it hits hard. So phase 1 is not too bad. You'll want to try and avoid the reticule from the yellow statue that'll drain your MP. Dragon hits hard, and the diamonds are tougher to dodge.
All 3 of them.
For this phase, you actually cannot use any of the souls. All 3 of those are locked until phase 2, or until these statues are defeated.
And all of them have all of them together makes for a very ugly first phase. But luckily enough, the two big problems are gone. But uh-oh.
Okay, so no healing. Anything here kills. On the plus side, at only 72 HP, Rocher's going to get a big boost from the Lubricant Soul, which scales up with your stats as your HP decreases. But I don't know, I think I'd be switching to Excalibur right away.
Easy, aggressive stats. There's the balls! Them green orbs! And Bone Dragon wants a piece! Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelt. Either we're gonna get the most epic finish in the randomizer this year, or we're gonna have to redo that fight. Either one, we're in for content, and ooh, failure number 1.
Oh my god, Kaze's doing the Stolas farm. Let's go, Kaze.
Kaze with the Stolas farm. If Rocher continues this bad cycle, I don't know. Kaze might be able to get that. Might be able to get the lucky drop on Stolas.
I mean, Rocher is ahead right now by 15 minutes. But yeah, I mean, that's, you know what, it's like 2 to 3 minutes per attempt on Chaos. If you end up dying 5 or 10 times, sure, it is absolutely possible for Kaze to catch up. It would, however, require Stolas to cooperate.
Or, you know, head back to Cemetery. And Rocher takes a quick death to phase 1. And once again, Rocher's back to taking care of the Chaos fight. Meanwhile, the Stolas run. No soul drop either. Again, getting a soul drop from Stolas is incredibly picky.
Looks like the Stolas farm is over. Or maybe they're just going back to heal, actually, since HP was quite low there.
I don't know. I think it might be putting 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, so I think I'd have to recommend that Rocher just switches off the Gungnir. The problem with this weapon is that while you can backdash cancel it, to get the multi-hits, you really have to kind of linger with the hitbox, and that's pretty committal. Like, it's easy to stand there while you're doing damage and take a hit. Auto-cancel weapons, they're easier to use for evasion. And yeah, we can see that the patterns here have just not been very nice. That was a rough orb angle. I think we're going to be here a while.
Indeed, get some popcorn, get yourself some breakfast, some bacon and eggs or something. We're gonna be here another, you know what, I'm just gonna say it, we're gonna be here another 30 minutes.
I think hopefully not that bad. I think Rocher will figure it out within the next 5 or 10, but yeah, Chaos is a tough one. This is a perfect match 1 introduction for those who haven't seen this before to what the Chaos fight is all about. I guess I can talk a little bit more about how these hitboxes work. On phase 2, those smaller orbs, they're combo explosives. So they'll latch onto Soma, there's like a 1.5 second delay, then they'll explode and knock Soma backwards. If Soma hits anything during that explosion, there are no iframes. You take full damage from the explosion and whatever other hitbox you run into. So Chaos loves to combo. The big orb does big dark damage. I think it's the strongest overall attack in the fight.
189.
You can also get hit from the Snake Dragon, the eyes have an active hitbox, the thorns have an active hitbox once they're shot. It's just a lot to keep track of.
And right now, Kaze finally putting 2 and 2 together. We're gonna head over, and Rocher again. Woo! Early red Minotaur play, and Bone Dragon wants a piece. You know the deal.
Now, I like that red Minotaur play. Typically, the strat here is to save your MP and try to get some rush soul hits on the core once the eyes are down. every eye that's defeated will lower the defense of the core, and that center part is the real boss of the fight. It's got 3,000 HP total. However, if the trouble is getting the eyes dead in the first place, Red Minotaur is one of the absolute best souls in the game for this boss. I think it's a good choice. I think, honestly, the main problem has been Chaos 1 more than Chaos 2. It's important to be able to get into Chaos 2 consistently with full health.
That or have a lot of healing, which Rocher decided, no, I'm going to do this. And Rocher is probably going to kick himself, because if Rocher loses this on Chaos, that means Kaze is going to be on the winner's side from a miscalculation on Rocher.
Yeah, there is a loser's side to the bracket. So despite the fact that it's best of one, whoever loses will not be eliminated from the tournament yet. We'll still have one more chance in losers to mount a comeback.
But the pressure is on, especially if where they're at in the loser side, they play against one of the, and looking at possibly newer runners here, they may be taking on one of the vets who know how to route the run. Ooh, you do not want to go in loser side and have a vet try to come at you.
Okay, well, Kaze's now in go mode.
Let's see if Kaze, depending on how Rocher is still handling this Chaos fight, you normally don't go into Chaos with no healing at all. Unless you have like a Succubus. And here's the thing, Kaze has Succubus, Rocher does not.
Yeah, got stuck with the orb and just immediately called it.
Oh yeah, you're
combo damage.
Oh, you're done for. You're done for. And right now, Rocher is on a time is now on a time clock right now, depending on how Kaze is going to be taking these runs. Oh, Kaze's lost. So right now, if it was me and I had to go to the top floor, hey, I'm taking that teleporter back.
Yeah, keep it nice and simple. Just head to the teleporter. No need to navigate at that point.
Ooh, and knocked another one. That's another minute down.
Yeah, Rocher's really got to switch off the gung there. Anything else here is worth trying. Okay, nice. Good call. Here comes Excalibur. You know what might be a funny choice? No joke. The Valman Way. Valman Way is what we use in any percent debug. It's the preferred weapon for that category. And because all of these statues have 0 defense, the auto-cancel multi-hits are actually pretty decent. Might be worth a shot. I'm not sure if Rocher will go for it.
I don't know. Honestly, back to that Gungnir.
It didn't try out the spear for very long.
And right now, the problem is he's taking so much damage and the dragon gets a hand on him again. Oh, this is going to be bad. Even if he... One hit from anything in Chaos 2, and we're going to go back to the song and dance. Once again, Kaze is not taking the teleporter, electing to take themselves up to the top floor, and... Ooh, here we go.
Kaze can absolutely still win this. With Succubus and multi-hit weapons, I'm expecting a first try for Kaze on Chaos. It's a big difference maker being able to have that consistent healing. And I think they've just got more healing in general to use. So once Kaze gets to Chaos, they're in a position to win. It's just a question of if Rocher can clutch it out here within the next
HP.
10 or 12 minutes or so.
8 HP. This is going to be rough.
Oh, wait a minute. Hang on, we might have another problem here. Kaze equipping Basilisk before the fight.
Oh, that's another 3 minutes loss.
Surely they'll switch off before too long. Oh, but hang on though, Rocher!
Uh-oh.
In a dream, huge lubricant damage.
Uh-oh. Yeah, HP in a dream. He's not even going to go after that. He's not going after that last orb, that last eye. This is going to be close.
This is absolutely the correct call. 3-eye is perfect here. Chaos, the Bone Dragon, very inconsistent. Does whatever it wants. No one understands the ways of the Bone Dragon. Oh my god!
Oh! Score 1 for the Bone Dragon. Intercepted. You shall not pass, Rocher.
That is the Eternal Classic up from the bottom. That just kills plenty of randomizers and speed runs. You always got to keep an eye out for that. But good attempt. I think Rocher is definitely getting more comfortable here. Definitely one of the best attempts we've seen.
Just a heartbreaker right there. Ooh, and check this out. Kaze found a very good safe spot to not get hit from this damage right here. So very good.
Technically suboptimal, but 100% safe, yeah. There's another safe spot if you have a ranged weapon. You can go right by the door. But yeah, phase 2, there are a couple of ways to cheese it. This is showing off some impressive game knowledge right here.
And now we're at phase 3. And taking the bile. And ooh, I'm looking at quite a bit of a substantial amount of healing on Kaze. I expect Kaze to exit out of here, go to the shop, get some more healing, and then go against the Julius fight.
Yeah, at this point, I think Kaze's just gonna make a beeline for it. Maybe even skip the shop, but we'll see. Yeah, it's like a buffet of items compared to poor Rocher, who's got absolutely nothing to work with.
And right now, because lubricant requires low health, that damage is not impressive.
That combo.
Uh-oh, any hit takes him out of this fight. And right now he doesn't have the MP. Oh, gone! Dead and gone!
I just can't believe it's Skula behind Graham. Well, anyway, Kaze's moving on. Good Graham fight.
And right now, with the amount of times that Rocher has died so much, I would have been like, after 2, I'm going to gamble myself, go back to the shop, come back over here with some healing. Because
I think that's a good idea, personally. Yeah, I've seen runners do that before. It can work out. You just trust that you have a big enough lead to make that work. I mean, clearly, Rocher can see now. Because Kaze hasn't finished, Rocher knows this has been a tough seed for both players. So maybe you think, look, maybe I've got more of a lead than I thought initially. I know I've died many times here, but I might be able to afford a shop trip. Although, funny enough, I'm not sure that he can at this point. Kaze is catching up, and this might be game 1 of the tournament. One of the most impressive comebacks that I've seen in an Aria randomizer race.
Yeah, right now, Rocher does not have the privilege of going back. Well, nah. It's going to be tight. If Rocher does decide to go back, it'll be absolutely tight at this point now. The minute Julius is done by Kaze, that window's gone. That window's gone. Here we go, Rocher back at it again. And right now, at 109, any hit can pretty much end this fight. And if Kaze has a better Julius fight overall, ooh boy.
Kaze is actually implementing some new school strats on Julius. You saw that slide through. That's a good way to both dodge and set up a Manticore. Nicely done.
Using 1 beef curries, not bad. And once again, Rocher dies again. The same song and dance. This is the difference between not having health and actually having health.
I'm gonna estimate the difference here is less than 5 minutes. It's really getting down to the wire.
Uh-oh. Kaze gotta be careful now. Kaze's running out of healing. Another whip to the face. Right now, if Kaze has just a little bit of healing going into this chaos fight, they have a much better opportunity to not get murked. But using all this healing though, that's starting to take a toll. Up there's Grand Cross. So if Rocher dies again, and Kaze finishes off second phase of Julius, that window's gone, meaning he needs to win now.
Yeah, I think Rocher's got somewhere between 1 and 3 more attempts before Kaze catches up. So this is pretty much it. Thankfully, a perfect Chaos 1. Going into Chaos 2 with full health. This could be it. Oh, what a shot from Chaos.
Oh,
Chaos!
Chaos said, "Hey, how you doing? Let me go and look at you and let me fire." And he did exactly that. 2 hits on any 2 hits now puts Rocher out the box. And oh, another shot and oh, into the eyes. Oh, any hit now is over, and you know Chaos can come from any angle. That dragon can strike anywhere. The balls can come at you, and oh, the reset! Here's the problem. Guess who's in Chaos Realm now? Oh my god! There's the Doom School!
Yeah, you gotta figure that other schooler had to be in that first chaotic check. But it kind of hurts to see it. I've been there before. It's unpleasant. Sometimes you only really have one viable schooler, which really does make the seed more linear. But yeah, even with Kaze doing these extra checks, Rocher's got not a lot of time here. This might have to be it.
Yeah, Rocher needs to win. This has got to be here. If Rocher blows it here, he now runs the risk of losing the match because guess what? Guess who's halfway in? Kaze. And Kaze already equipped their schooler, and they are already beelining it. They do not care about the damage so much. They're not doing any extracurricular check. Well, extracurricular check, that's not happening, and only taking 1 damage from the ladies. Not about nope, he's not about that life. They're not about that life. And oh, 101. Here we go.
Okay, this is it for Rocher. This is Rocher's winner's bracket life. I do expect a first try from Kaze. So if it's this attempt, Rocher will win. Otherwise, I think Kaze is gonna have the W. So big moment here.
Yeah, right now, and here it is. Kaze is in chaos. Kaze's in chaos and has comfortable healing. Already a hit done in. 1 eye is done, but oh, this is not good.
Okay, setting up the Manticore. 3 eyes almost down. Okay, I like this. Using Manticore for the eye. Don't want to risk too much there.
12 damage going in, and right now, there's the Excalibur used from Kaze.
Now remember, it's 3,000 HP on the core. This is big damage for Manticore here. Rocher is almost halfway done with the fight. This could be it. Gonna stop Kaze right at the end?
Don't know yet. Kaze already got about 1,000 already put on the table on that core. All it's gonna take is a bad dragon hit. Oh, gotta back off a little bit. Oh,
Dragon is being weirdly cooperative. This could be it.
This could be the call. And oh, Dragon is still being cooperative right now.
Oh, Rocher is close. This is very close. I'd say about 80% done.
80% done. Oh my god! Nearly got robbed.
Wow, closer than I expected. Great job from Rocher, staying persistent. Clutch win. The very final attempt to secure that W and able to pull it off. And also big thanks to Kaze for almost mounting a miracle comeback like I've never seen. Very exciting finish.
And look at all the healing that Kaze had. Oh, that was a guaranteed steal right here. Wow, Kaze almost pulled a miracle.
What a great opening match for the Aria tournament. Lots more of this to come.
Indeed, we have a 4 o'clock match this afternoon too.
Speaking of, Sinister, I'm gonna have to let you go. It's been great commentating with you. I gotta head out.
It looks like I'm on my own.
Best of luck the rest of the way, but yeah, really fun match to commentate, so hope you'll be able to hop on the mic again soon.
Not a problem. I'll see if I'm available for 4 p.m. one. So right now, Kaze's pretty much got this in the bag. With the amount of healing Kaze has, this should be open shut case. And getting the double hits over here, Kaze's probably gonna take care of that 4th eye, be done with it, and that's Star Tracker back. And with all 4 eyes done, and Rocher!
Hey.
Rocher, why no healing?
Because I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford healing. It was like 80,000 in the shop, so I didn't had any healing on me. And that's my biggest weakness, I'd say, is that I can't do the end game without healing. I spent it all almost on Julius, and I find myself at Chaos without anything. And I saw my timer at 1 hour going into Chaos, and I'm like, okay, she's probably about the same as me, like struggling in the end game without any healing, without any. We had good weapons. We had really, really good weapons, and good armor too. I found Dracula's tunic. I can't remember where, but the healing was a problem. I just can't remember where I was able to get some healing. I saw one beef curry that I could have picked up, and I cursed myself for that for a lot of time. Like I healed during the chaotic realm, and I shouldn't have. Like right before the last shadow armor, I wasn't sure if I was able to tank the hit, and if I would have not tanked it, it meant going back all the way to the beginning of the chaotic realm. Well, when you see what happened to Chaos, I mean, it was not really a big deal to do the chaotic realm all again, if it was to have just some healing for the last fight. And yeah, I'm still a bit struggling with not auto-canceling weapons, so I try to go with gun gear because I really like the qual hit you had of this weapon. And I think Excalibur would have been better, especially for phase 1. But yeah, it was it was a bit of a mess, the last part.
Rocher, good game.
Yeah, good game. Also, this was a really tough seed. Like Malphas was behind the waterfall, and we have to do all the beginning with just giant bats, and that was. I didn't had any seed like that for a long time.
Yeah.
So
I never got that. I never got.
You never got Malphas?
No, I never did.
Oh, I found it by kind of accident behind the waterfall.
Yeah, Rocher, the funny thing was that you was down early until you managed to find Hippogriff. You made a gamble in Dance Hall, and it paid in spades. Because once you had Hippogriff, you pretty much had everything you needed to do what you needed to do. Yeah. Also, another thing that kind of kept you in the race, Kaze not going down to Balor. Balor was... You farmed on Stolas for 4 minutes, and you see the time difference. Had you went to Balor, Rocher, you would be in the loser side of the house for that one.
Yeah. I made the wrong call. I was like, I thematically have terrible luck when trying to get drops. So I figured I might as well go down. What did I miss? I went down to Underground Cemetery. I have another name for that place. But I did go there, and that's where Maneater was. And the moment I had that, it was go. And that's exactly what I did.
In the end, I was I told myself that when I saw all the book, we had the book pretty early on, and I saw that the farms were terrible farms to do, like Stolas, Tsushinoko, whatever. Like they were horrible farms to do. I saw Stolas. I was telling myself I will never farm Stolas. So there has to be the soul somewhere in the castle. So in the end, I just remember that in the very beginning, I found Balor pretty early, and I told myself I'm not high level enough to get through Balor because I still struggle some fights. And in the end, I still had some really, really good equipment. And I told myself, like, the only soul compass I have left is, I think I kind of full clear the castle. The only check I was sure of is that in the Chaotic Realm, there was one yellow soul, and this had to be the second Skula, because the first Skula was behind Graham.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep,
Graham had Stolas, and I was like, you cheeky dude, you.
Yeah, I kind of realized that.
Just kept us away from a lot of nice, juicy places, and that's why I didn't really explore, if anything, for the entire underwater reservoir.
Yeah, I did some of the underwater reservoir once I had Kicker Skeleton, because with Kicker Skeleton you can manage to slip under some small paths.
Oh yeah.
Like I was able to exit from Floating Gardens, the other entrance, when I discovered that.
So
I didn't have to go all the way back from Floating Gardens.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But yeah, this was a really, really tough scene.
This was. In the back of my mind, as I was racing, I was just thinking, like, if he doesn't give up, he's made of sterner stuff. This is stuff I regularly have done for the past 3 years playing this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good job. Most of the people that I race with usually have around the same time as like Aethu or Shariz. Unfortunately, Shariz couldn't join us in this instance because his hand is very messed up. So otherwise, he would have been in this tournament as well. But this will be interesting, though. With these times this close, this is pretty nice.
But yeah, I was getting out of my mind, spending 20 minutes on Chaos, just dying over and over again. I kind of got...
Chaos?
I died to Chaos for 20 minutes long. I entered Chaos at 1 hour.
Yep.
At 1 hour striking, I entered Chaos, and then I kept dying over and over because I had no healing. And I didn't manage to get through the fights until I had one lucky shot. I kept being beaten up for phase 1. We had lubricant, but it was not enough to get me through phase 2.
Yeah, lubricant strats are way too difficult, especially with that snake and those homing tracking balls. Yeah, what's up?
Speaking of that snake, Rocher, 2 of your deaths by the hands of the snake. One before you could have ended 5 minutes ago, but that snake said, "Hey, how you doing? I'm gonna come from underneath." And another one, the snake got a good shot on you too.
The snake randomness is just like on the last run I had. I was like, I'm only gonna attack when I'm sure. I tend to go for really risky strats that I don't master. And in the end, I was like, I'm only gonna attack when I'm really sure that I'm safe by the hits I'm going to do, because I was using a non-cancelable weapon. I'm like, if I backdash too far, I might end up in one of the shiny balls and getting beat up and stuff.
Funny thing with all those different like strats and risky stuff, I only save twice during any randomizer scene. Only.
I kept saving all the time.
The reason being is because I figured if I could have solid fundamentals and just go at it that way, not only did I not die the entire seed, but I was able to keep my survivability up as much as I could.
Yeah.
But your risky strats paid off though, man. Good job.
Okay, so I can't. I don't get it. So you ended up farming Stolas for a really long time, and then you were arriving at Chaos at the same time I was?
Yeah.
No, actually, Kaze got in about. You was in the middle of your this last attempt when Kaze walked through the door.
Okay.
So
I had some. I have some advanced by navigating quickly through the castle, but then I think Kaze would have caught me up on the chaos fight. I think.
Yeah, here's the thing: had you lost this chaos fight, you'd be at loser's side because Kaze literally walked through the door when you was about to hit chaos too.
Yeah. So I think the only thing I have to do now is to learn to do chaos hitless.
It depends on the weapon. My rule of thumb is if it's got too many recovery frames, it better hit like a truck or throw it in the trash.
Yeah, like the only weapons I had was Excalibur, Gungear, Ronginus Spear.
Oh, you had Gungear? Jeez.
And I had Gungear. I found Gungear pretty early on in the clock tower. I saw Gungear. I died at Gungear picking it up. And I was like, this is a weapon that is going to carry chaos for me because it does so much damage. Like 75 times 4 is just an insane amount of damage to do to the phase 1.
Yeah,
and it really worked. It really worked, but I was sloppy and I didn't have any healing. Should I had healing, I would have gone through this fight pretty easily, but...
Question though. Are we allowed to use Bat for DDR room?
I think so.
Yes,
I think so.
Hey, I lost a minute to that.
Yep.
Right. How about box to in the what was it, the study? Like
we can use the zips of the box.
Can do those too.
Yeah, you can do those. I don't know how to do them. I only know they're possible, but
they're super easy, man.
But we had giant bat right off the side, so I was going for the logical stuff.
Yeah, I found Hippo eventually in Dance Hall, and I'm like, wait a second, Dance Hall entrance is top floor? Better keep that in my... The thing is that it's trying to remember every single spot because of the randomizer portion, and that's what trips me up a lot, because I'm just second-guessing where I'm going.
Yeah, but in the beginning, I was really nervous, and my navigation was really sloppy in the beginning. I died a lot going through Clock Tower and stuff.
Gotcha.
Well, I hate to interrupt you guys. We're getting ready to get ready for the shutdown. Do you have any last words before we move on?
Well, this was kind of a mess for our first game, but I'm glad we could start this Castlevania Randomizer. I'm happy to be back in those races. I try to be a bit more active, but it's really fun to be back.
Oh yeah, definitely more race stuff. I think me and my friends do once every couple days on the first randomizer on Chaos, which is what I'm used to. But that being said, I'm actually happy to be in losers because it just keeps that fire under me to keep going faster and get sharper. But I'll see you again in grand finals.
Oh, bold statements. Well then, on behalf of everybody in the SpeedGaming family and network, for Jupiter Climb, who had to step away, I am Sinister Sama, telling you to give a like to these runners, also give a follow to the runners as well. A special shout out to Smiles Fires for doing all the tracking. And if you like what you hear, also follow us as commentators. So until the next one, see you in the next race. Take care, folks.